Hey guys, welcome to this video where we are going to look for the seed content for Skyscraper funnel. Now, if you haven't seen the first video of this module, I encourage you to go and watch it. But the seed content is basically the content that's going to be the inspiration for what we're going to create on our site, and also just content that got a lot of links in our industry so that we can just outreach the people that link to that content, and we know there are link partners out there. That's the easy way to make your list. So the first thing we're going to do before we go and find that specific content is to actually make a list of competitors that could be hosting such content. And for this example, I'm going to pretend I am in the paleo niche. It's a great niche because there's a lot of content, a lot of links, etc. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be as easy as it is going to be on this video for you, depending on the niche you're in. But you know, if it's hard for you, it's also hard for your competitors, and usually it just means you need less links to do well. So in that case, we're just gonna pretend we're in the paleo niche, and we're just gonna start on Google. And the first thing I like to do, which is extremely basic, but you know, people don't necessarily do, is type a keyword related to my niche and just write down the name of the main competitors that are niche specific. So I'm just gonna type, paleo diet. And what I can see here is there is two types of websites, right? There is sites that are specifically about the paleo diet. So the paleodiet.com, robwolf.com, paleolib.com, these are like paleo only domains, which are the kind of domains I'm looking for in this competitors list. However, Wikipedia, maybe Nerd Fitness is a bit vague, Amazon, definitely, WebMD, all these guys are too vague for me to just write them down. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the spreadsheet that you have below this lesson on the on the Skyscraper research sheet, and I'm gonna put the name of the competitors here and the URL. So I'm gonna do a few, but feel free to do a lot of them. So I'm just gonna take the paleo diet and write their name, the paleo diet. But feel free to do up to 50 of them. It's very easy just typing keywords. I know Rob Wolf is only about paleo as well, so let me just write that down as well. Rob Wolf. And so I'm just gonna do 3 in that case. I'm gonna take paleolip as well, but you can do a lot of these just typing keywords, right? Now, it's also possible that you run out of opportunities just typing keywords and you're like, well, I can't find any more. Well, here's another trick to find your competitors. So I'm just gonna take these guys and I'm gonna type an advanced query in Google, which is the related query. So you can see I'm just typing related column and the domain name. And if I do enter, what it does is it goes and finds, domains and pages that are similar to this domain. So, these guys, Health US News is not good, it's too vague. Nerd Fitness, too vague. WebMD, too vague. However, Wolf just came back again, that's good. UltimatePaleoGuide.com, I didn't have that on my list. Let me add this in there. So I'm gonna just be able to fill that very quickly. Ultimate Paleo Guide. And I'm gonna do one more, and then I'm gonna stop there. But that's basically very, very easy for you to make a list. And feel free to just have to up to 100, and you'll see why in a second. So now that I have a couple of domain, and as I said, do a lot more of these, what I can do is I can take these guys and go in the Site Explorer of Ahrefs, and Ahrefs is going to be able to tell me which are the pages that receive the most links on that domain. Now, Ahrefs, especially the version I recommend you get, the standard one, which is $179 per month. If it's a bit expensive for you, what I recommend is just buy 1 month and do a lot of Skyscraper extraction and just preparation in that spreadsheet and extract all the links, etc. And so you'll be able to just buy 1 month and prepare 1 year of Skyscraper content. And so that's not that expensive if you put it that way. So once I have put that in my Site Explorer, paleodiet.com, what you can do is you go in top pages, and what it's going to do is it's going to sort the pages per number of linking root domains. So you can see here it's the number of linking root domains and the URL rank. In that case, I'm going to rank per linking root domains, and you can see now I have these are the pages that receive the most links for them, right? And you can see that vitamin nutritional supplements, chronic diseases, mobility, that's a little bit of that's a bit vague, but what to eat on the paleo diet. Let's just keep looking. 60, as I said in the article, above 30 is still interesting. So maybe getting started with the paleo diet. If I don't have an article about that on my site, on getting started with the paleo diet, that could be a good one. And remember, the skyscraper technique is about creating better content, right? That content is not that great. It's just like 200 words or something, right? And it has 60 backlinks. So if I open this in a new tab, like we'll see all the domains that link to them, but you know, these seem pretty interesting. Like there's an edu site here, Organic Rabbit. You know, all these sites leave strong links to that. A lot of like seemingly decent websites are linking to that page, but there is more actually. So once you have this one, what I would do is I would probably take that one, getting started with the paleo diet, and I would put it in my content concept one, and I would just, ooh, that's a little bit big. I'm just gonna put the URL here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rename my tab, and that tab is just gonna be about creating a guide on getting started with the paleo diet. Now, this has 60 linking root domains, so it's not bad. However, we could find a lot more of these, and the way we do that is usually I take the page and I put it in the keyword explorer, or just, you know, figure out which keyword that page is targeting. And you know, paleo diet starter guide, getting started with paleo, that's probably the kind of keywords we'll be looking for. But if you are not sure, what I like to do is I like to, well, it seems like this page is not ranking for any URL, but I'll do an example later. But basically it's gonna give you the keywords it ranks for. In that case, you know, even if you don't have that, I guess it's like a beginner's guide to paleo diet, etc. So I'm just gonna Google that, beginner's guide to paleo diet. And what it does is it finds more articles about that topic, right? It's like Nerd Fitness has an article that's a beginner guide. Paleolip has an article that's a beginner's guide. And if we look at the number of links these guys have, I mean, the Nerd Fitness one has 1,512, and it's been published in 2010. So most likely, you know, the paleo ideology, you know, changed a bit in the last 5 years at the time I'm recording that video, almost 6. So that's something that I could most likely update. I know it's a big guide. If I go and check it out, I know it's a big and great guide. But if you're willing to really get into it, then you could definitely create something that's even more comprehensive. But these guys have 1,500 backlinks. And let me just go and check inside Ahrefs so that we can just talk about the same thing, right? Oops. That's not this. So if we go and look into the links, we can see there's 568 referring domains to that page. So that's 568 people I could outreach to and say, hey, I created a better version, updated. I mean, this one is 5 years old. You know, maybe you want to just link to a more updated version. So what I would do is I would literally take that URL and take that and basically list out all the guys on getting started with paleo diet that received a bunch of links. And here, when I create my content, I'll be able to go and find the links pointing to each of these pages, and you can probably get 20 of these, and outreach to all of them with my Skyscraper funnel and get in touch with a ton of people and keep repeating the process. So what I would do is like, hey, I got the first one here, but then you can just keep taking these domains that you have in your main competitor list, look at their top pages, find the keywords that they rank for, and then just list all the pages that, you know, talk about that on the internet, and find all their links and outreach to them in your outreach. So that's how we find our seed content. It's pretty easy. If you have any questions, let us know, but that's what it is, and you should never be able to run out of targets if you keep doing that. So I'll see you in the next video.